She's done it again. Millie Ray Vardy, congratulations. Another big win. Fantastic one. How are you feeling?
Joe, I feel amazing. Yesterday really gave me the boost that I needed to actually fully believe in myself. Chris and Jordan again in my team listened to everything that they said, and I felt so good in there. I didn't feel like she had anything for me. The only thing that she had was that clinch against the cage. She only managed to get it twice, but every other time I was circling off. Really good fight. I absolutely loved it in there. I just felt alive. I loved it.
Your long range gives you such an advantage. Do you notice that in there? Of course you will.
Yeah, of course. I'm quite a tall person, so a lot of the females, they are a little bit shorter than me, and I feel like I've got long limbs, long arms, long legs for those kicks and those keeping that range there, keeping my distance. And I feel like that gave me the advantage in there because she was trying to rush in for that clinch. Like I said, I was managed to circle off and keep that range, so she didn't get in there as much. So yeah, I think that's one of my strongest points is my range and learning how to use that against smaller opponents. So I was really happy with the way that I listened to my coaches and managed to keep circling off and use that range to get the win today.
Yeah, are you in some ways more confident from that performance because it seemed better? You were more slick in there tonight, getting hit with less shots as well.
That spinning back fist. I had to ask Jordan when I came out. I said, "Did it land? Did it land?" Because I didn't think I whipped my head around enough for it to see it land. I just felt it land somewhere. So I asked Jordan. I said, "Did that land?" And he was like, "Yeah." So yeah, I felt a lot better in there today than yesterday. Like I said, winning yesterday's match gave me the boost that I needed to come in here with even more confidence. So I felt really good walking into this fight. And then as soon as I got going, I feel like you get a feel for your opponent and how they fight and their type of style. So yeah, from the first punch, I felt really good, and I just knew I needed to keep that, either to try and get the finish or to just keep doing what I was doing and get the decision win, which is what I did. 2 down, 1 to go.
Yeah, something tells me you're not as happy as yesterday because you're now more focused on the gold. It's now closer than it's been.
Yeah, the final tomorrow, 100% going to be going for that gold medal. Whoever wins the fight in cage 1 that's going on at the minute is going to need a good night's sleep because I'm coming for everything tomorrow. That gold's mine. I'm not walking away from here without that gold. It's that cage is mine, cage 1, that gold's mine.
What have you learnt this weekend in 2 fights so far?
Yeah, I was thinking to myself this morning, it's absolutely crazy that you fight yesterday and then you come again to fight today. I felt really good this morning, no injuries. My body felt loose, I had a good stretch yesterday after my first fight. So yeah, seems a bit crazy to be fighting tomorrow. So 3rd fight in 3 days. I'm sure I'll be feeling it a little bit in the morning, but I'm going to go backstage, have a really good stretch, early night, refuel, get some good rest. So I'm 100% for tomorrow to secure that gold for England.
And one more thing I want to ask about the confidence you've obviously gained over the last couple of days, but to people who in similar positions where you can't fully believe in yourself, but then you've obviously come here and proved yourself, you've even proved yourself wrong. What would be your message to people in similar situations in this sport, because it can be so brutal at times but also so beautiful?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I said yesterday, I had struggled with believing in myself, but yesterday gave me that boost that I needed, and then winning again today, I feel like that's boosted me even more. But yeah, this sport, it can be scary, you do get nervous, but you've got to put yourself in those uncomfortable positions. Like a lot of people say, get comfortable being uncomfortable. You will be times when you're backstage warming up and you feel like, what the hell am I doing here? And you just want the world to swallow you up. But it's in them moments where you just need to dig deep, believe in yourself and know that you can do it, and just go through the emotions and get out there and just do it. Whether you win, lose, get knocked out or make a fool of yourself, you go out there and you do it, and yeah, it's I don't know what I'm saying, I'm just sorry, yeah, you go out there and you just do it. You put yourself in those uncomfortable positions and you get more and more comfortable in situations like this. Sorry, I'm just watching Summer. Yeah, I really want Summer to win. Sorry, I've lost train of thought.
That's good. No, we appreciate it again today. 1 more to go, 2 wins for Team England. Congratulations, Millie.
Thank you, Joe. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Boom. Summer, congratulations. Winner by submission, armbar in round 2. And your opponents just said Queen of Armbars after the fight. So it's a known thing now.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I think I've got 3 armbars on my record now and a couple more submissions and a TKO. So I want to get known as the person that finishes people, and I want to make it clear in this tournament that I finish people.
It didn't. Was it in properly? Because it seemed like she tapped ever so quickly.
I think she tapped before it properly hyperextended, but I think when you know it's straightened and you've got like your other hand isn't like clasping it or whatever, I feel like you kind of know it's the end, because they're just gonna proper go on it, and I would have like snapped it, you know. So yeah, I think she, you know, you want to fight another day, so you tap to, you know, walk away without any injury. So I think it's I would have done the same thing. Yeah.
That's a sign of fear, though, that other athletes know. Obviously, you're good at these submissions, etc. And to have this kind of fear set into your opponents in the amateurs is quite a dangerous thing. I'm sure you do agree with that.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know of many people in the UK that have like, you know, the ground game that I have. It's all thanks to my coach Patrick Martin. Like he's made me who I am now. So like we drill so many jiu-jitsu stuff, like no gears all the time at our gym. Obviously we do striking as well, but obviously we're Gracie Barra, so we're going to be, you know, drilling a lot more of our wrestling and our takedown, and that's probably like my favourite submission in armbar. So once I get it, like I'll get it.
What's going to happen then? You're into the final now. Of course, silver medal at the very least. That's not what you're aiming for, but it's going to be a tough match. Obviously, you had a bye all the way to the semis, but this is it now.
Yeah, so I think I know who I'm fighting, and it just so happens that she happens to be good at armbars as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never like really gone against someone that's, you know, really good at jiu-jitsu. So I'm pretty happy that I get to test my jiu-jitsu with like another person that's really, really good on the ground. So yeah, looking forward to it. Gonna have some good food today, relax a little bit more, and then go on to the finals tomorrow.
And the winner of this fight really is the queen of armbars.
Yeah, but yeah. If I get an armbar now, I'll be dead happy with that. Yeah, but I think that says it all really.
Cool. Thank you so much, and good luck tomorrow. Lisa Zimmo on to the finals. 2 wins now in 2 days. Just talk to us about that TKO victory in the third.
It was amazing. It was what I was actually planning on doing, maybe more in round 1 or round 2, but every minute in that cage is an experience added to my career, so I got the victory that I wanted.
It shows you're an athlete when you get a TKO, but you're still not happy. You wanted it earlier.
Yeah, I guess I'm always, anything can happen when you're in there. You can always have a plan. It's not always going to go according to plan. I'm always thriving for the best, so don't get me wrong, I am still happy, but there's always room for improvement.
You just mentioned to me off camera there, you were even more impressed, felt better, calmer in there today than you did in the first fight.
Yeah, 100%. So I felt a lot more, my stamina, my cardio felt even better today than it did yesterday. I did not get any injuries yesterday nor today, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm buzzing for tomorrow. Bring it on.
How much does it mean to you to be in the final over here in Italy? 1 more to go and you could be a gold medalist.
It's exactly what I've been dreaming. Ever since I heard about IMMAF, I knew I was going to be that #1 person standing on that podium. And I'm not going to fucking give up, so I'm going to get there and I'm going to prove to everyone I belong on that #1.
Thank you so much for that, and good luck tomorrow. It's going to be good.
Thank you.
Dan, George Staines, Paul, of course, into the final now. And that was the best performance, I believe, of the tournament for yourself so far. Just talk us through it, dominant.
So I knew he was one to level change a lot. I've seen him, you know, in the first and second bout, I think it was. Level changed all the time, and I have an immediate game plan for that. You know, a lot of lateral movement, a lot of knee feints, feint uppercuts. But I was super happy. Just such an improvement on yesterday. I was myself then. Came in with the right mindset. Came in proper George Staines. I was just very happy with the performance. Obviously, moving on tomorrow, got the final. So, give me 10 minutes to enjoy myself, then I'll get straight back into that mindset.
You turn into a complete animal when you're in the cage or on the way to the cage, because you're obviously like a bouncy, friendly person outside of it. But when does that switch just flip?
Well, it switches when I'm in the tunnel, really, because that's like as soon as I see that cage, it's go time. You know, that's when you switch. You can be playful and jolly, you know, because when I fight on Almighty a lot. It's a very similar setup. You know, you come down the stairs, so I'm used to coming down them stairs. So I've got that switch when I'm about to walk through that, make that walk. It has to go then. And once I'm in the cage, I can be my bubbly self. You know, enjoying myself a little bit more. But just that seriousness has to be there from the walk to the cage. It has to be there. You have to be that storming, like broody person.
Paul, how much improvement have we seen since yesterday then?
So I think we knew that George probably hadn't performed, and actually from a discipline perspective he probably knew that he was not on his game in the last two, and I think the reality is he woke up on the back of a split decision that he didn't perform in. So, you know, Dan's corner's been class, he's keeping him on the level, but yesterday we felt like he wasn't listening too much, maybe overconfident, doing things that took him out of actually what he should be doing. Today, after a long talk, and we've all had a long talk, today he's delivered. It was perfect, to be fair, then that's what he's capable of.
And you've summed that up perfectly there. Even on his bad day against a top wrestler in Europe, against a Portuguese, he still won. Dan, what does that show about the talent?
Well, yeah, it just highlights why George is pound for pound #1 in the UK. You know, if he can beat these guys, this is the highest stage of European amateur martial arts, and he's beating these guys on his off days when he's not listening and he's having a bit too much fun. Today, I don't think he got out of third gear, did you, George? And you could see it. He listened well. He stayed 10% ahead of his opponent, and he never really looked in much danger. You know, there was the knee bar in the second round, but you were chilling, weren't you, bro? Yeah. He was chilling. So, you know, it was an honour to watch that. That was like an absolute masterclass. We're going to have to start giving him a Russian name, I think. George Iskov or something like that, but he looked brilliant.
Ukrainian Samara, of course, you'll be fighting, and he's beaten Aaron, part of Team England. But how do you feel like you're going to match up? He's a good wrestler. This is going to be the toughest fight so far for you.
I 100% agree with that, but I think same as, again, sorry my language, but sorry, the same shit. Range, he can't fight at range. He looks for a single leg a lot, and just by that it shows that I'm impossible to get that single leg. You can't. Oh my God, when I'm on, you cannot get me on that single leg. You cannot get me whatsoever. I don't think I really even got hit. I don't think I took one bit of damage. I can't remember if I did. Obviously I'll watch it back. Maybe not tonight because it's a bit too much in it. I want that single mindset. Tough opponent, a good cage wrestler, but I deal with people like that all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing new to me. And just from yesterday, my shittest performance probably in my career. So that what like almost picture perfect. So it can show in less than 24 hours how I can switch the flips. I switched it in an hour from yesterday after that performance. He heard me on the mic saying how disappointed I was in himself. As soon as that happened, I had everyone where Paul and Dan just switched, just something changed.
Let's not give too much away, Paul, but how do you think this man wins gold tomorrow? How do you think this man wins gold tomorrow?
He's got to be, he knows what he's up against, because generally the Ukrainian style is like, it's well known. He knows the guy's going to come in ones, twos and be shooting all the time. What he showed today is like them heavy hips, absolutely disciplined. So he knows what he's going to face. It's nothing he's never seen before. George Staines on his game, gold medal for me every day.
Gold medal every day. European champion of the world.
Okay, Jordan, second fight in 2 days today. Extremely close. Some of us thought you did enough. Dan in your corner thought there was need for a fourth round, which we haven't seen in Team England yet. So to go out like that must be frustrating, but you put on a good performance today.
Yeah, I feel like I won the fight. I feel robbed slightly. I didn't know IMMAF hired Stevie Wonder to be one of the judges because he scored it 30-27. So that's a bit gutting to know that I've gone out like that when I feel like I ran two rounds 100%. I'll give him round 3. I'll be generous giving him round 3, but gutted. But I'm very grateful. I feel very privileged to be here and be involved in this and to have this experience. It's top, man. Be here with you, Joe, getting interviews and that, making me look good on the camera.
There's less nerves today from you on camera. I was gonna say. So yesterday you were like, I'm not sure with the interview stuff. You've gone in there 2 days in a row and beaten what you think's beaten twice European opponents, and you weren't going to interview. I don't know how that worked because it's been better today. But yeah, man, you're good at interviews.
Well, getting interviewed by the best, Joe. So it's coming. Hopefully there'll be more of them. Yeah, what was the question?
No, I was just saying you're getting better at interviews, and it leads on to my next point that I want to make to you, Jordan. Are you going to continue before you go pro to stick with Team England and try and go for the Worlds in January?
I'd love that. Is it January? That's good. Yeah, that's good for me. I'd love that. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love to be selected again to be at the Worlds if I've done enough to impress the guys and everyone here. I feel like this team's really gelled on. Like, we all get along together. It's been a great experience so far, and I think Team England's going to go from strength to strength after this.
Okay, last one then. Thank you for doing this. But what have you learned this whole weekend, whether it's the team spirit, whether it's in the cage, whether it's outside the cage? What's the one thing you've learned coming over to Italy this week?
Don't stay at the Bella Italia village. The grub shit. The mattresses are like prison beds. I had to double up the mattress. I'm like Princess and the fucking Pea. But no, honestly, I can't slag it off too much. It's been great, man. I've enjoyed it. Spending time with the team, getting to know people, watching how this works. Like, obviously we was here Sunday, watching it all get set up. Being involved in it, I feel really privileged, man. Obviously, I've only been in training MMA 3 years. Yeah, it's great. Thank you very much for having me, Joe.
Not the result you wanted, of course, today, Mitch, but overall 2 good performances for England on the European stage. Just talk us through today quickly, mate.
Well, he was a lot more defensively sound against the fence than I first assumed. We watched a lot of his tape, and on the single leg, especially when he's defending his left leg, which is why I went southpaw. There's a couple of reasons why I went southpaw, but one of the reasons was so if I got onto that single, he was a little bit worse at defending the single from there. The issue was he wasn't giving up his whizzer like he normally does. Usually he posts 2 hands on the head and starts landing shots to put people off the single. So I was waiting to do that. It kind of happened in the first round, which is why I was able to duck out the back, get straight onto his back. I felt real comfortable after that first round. I felt like I won the round at the end by getting onto his back, but he had such a strong grip on my wrist. I couldn't free my hand up to get any strikes. I wanted to just start smashing him about so I could get my hands in the right place. I thought I had him done. And then second round he was a lot more aware, so I got stuck on the body lock quite a lot. And then the third round I opted at the end of the round because I was losing it to pull to my guard to try and get something working, but he locked my hips down. So that was my last little Hail Mary to bring him down to the mat. He said to me afterwards he was doing everything he could not to be on the ground, which I got to expect from a lot of people now moving forward, so I'll bear that in mind. But yeah, the option to go southpaw, I feel really threw him in the first, so I stole the round from him, and then it was a little bit downhill from there, so is what it is.
Yeah, well, you've already looked back on what you could have done better, so you're learning from these experiences.
Oh yeah, instantly. Like I'll speak to him in the back if I can find him now and ask what his game plan was and figure out what I could have done better. I feel like I was a bit hesitant with my hands. He landed a few big inside low kicks to my calf, hard kicks, so I started checking them, but he still banged them anyway. So he was comfortable at that range towards the second and third. But yeah, I think I needed to make a couple of adjustments throughout the fight, which I didn't do in time. The body lock was working really well, but I just could not drag his hips off that fence. He was adamant on just holding me up there, landing shots to the top of my head. So, yeah.
What's next then? Are you going to test yourself at similar levels, potentially the Worlds in January, or are you going to stay on?
I'm definitely going to have a rest now for a little bit and have a think, talk to my coaches about whether to the Worlds or whether to go pro. There's a few things I need to work on still, so this was a good experience because I got to test a lot of my stand-up in these last couple of fights, whereas previously in all of my other fights it's been primarily grappling exchanges, so I was able to feel the space and work on my striking a little bit more. So I'm very happy with taking that away from it, but against this higher level competition I got to get my blending between my striking, wrestling, grappling. I need to blend those a little bit better, I think. So we'll still work in the gym. We'll decide whether to do Worlds or go on to pro. So
what would the factors be in choosing either of those as what to do next?
Based on what my coaches and my family say, I got both my brothers are very close to me and they train as well. So and they're always very. I got one of them here now, but Ellis and Austin, both of them, and my girlfriend as well. They're very honest with me on what I need to work on, although it's brutal at times, is very needed. So if they tell me that Worlds is the better option before taking the step up to pro, I feel like this is a higher level than pro, honestly. I feel like this is higher level than a lot of the entry-level pro fights you're going to get to. And you look at fighters who've come through IMMAF and they start their pro career and just go on an absolute rampage because it's not even close to the standard of some of these guys. So Worlds could be a very, very good possibility.
Yeah, why don't you stay?
I know, I'm going to have to do it, and I've just talked myself into it now.
Well, yeah, good luck for the future. Whatever that is, go speak to your coaches, your family, and whoever you need. But we want to see you back here.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody at Impact Gym, thanks to everyone in Bristol. Sorry I couldn't come back with the gold, but we still got something shiny. We got a bronze at least, so happy with that.